Stream right now. I just got my stream set up, but yes, we are a bit late. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste your time. Let's watch it together. Let's start it up. Here we go, baby.
Director of Zombies, Jason, welcome.
Thank you, John. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Fantastic.
So,
I just got on. It's
DLC 2.
ZETSUBOU no SHIMA.
Experience.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how is it going? Welcome. Today we are going to be watching the official Treyarch live stream right now. I just got my stream set up, but yes, we are a bit late.
That's the only sound I could think of to kind of convey the scariness and spookiness of this map. So it's ZETSUBOU no SHIMA. I'm doing that to mess with people so they have a hard time pronouncing it again.
Of course, Blundell. Of course.
And
Der Eisendrach wasn't enough.
It's good use of vocabulary right there. It's being serious for a second. Sorry. It's probably one of the scariest maps.
Yes!
It really, the atmosphere, the feeling of it, the artistry really behind creating a map that is more fundamentally disturbing to people. Now, we've kind of gone there in Zombies in the past. Obviously, we're dealing with the undead. But listening to the fans, they were talking about, how do we get back to the roots? How back to
exactly. Blundell. Blundell.
And so that's what ZETSUBOU no SHIMA is really about. It's Division 9, a group that has been revealed recently in the storyline. But they go back to Shinonuma, which is all the way back into World of War.
What the?
And their experiments on this island. And our crew, our gang, are turning up there to find out what perversions of nature have taken place.
Well,
ooh, what the heck?
Well,
I just wanted to say perversions of nature.
I hear this up at Coachella. Yeah.
Oh man.
Have a little interview time with Noah J456. But
yeah.
before we jump over,
My man Noah.
You brought a little something special today.
Did I?
You did.
What?
Yes.
He doesn't even know.
Yeah, we're going to get to a bit. Rather than do the gameplay trailer, I brought a little special assets. I mean, we're in Treyarch, so it's here anyway. But we're going to show the intro cinematic to DLC 2.
Oh, what?
All right.
Okay, here we go, boys.
The premiere ZETSUBOU no SHIMA.
ZETSUBOU no SHIMA. Oh my gosh, look at this, guys. Oh, Takio!
Take it easy, Tak.
What the heck?
I don't speak Japanese. The object in your hand, it's gonna bring you nothing but pain. Believe me, I know. I am an envoy of the Emperor himself.
Oh, oh my. Dude, what the heck? Oh my god. Oh, jeez, dude. What the heck? No, somebody keep, no, go for it. No. Oh. Yes.
A little too close. We must go now.
Oh, Nikolai, no. Dude, this is insane, dude! Oh my gosh! What an intro! What an intro, dude! What an intro! Whoa! Wow, that's the way to start a map, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap! April 19th. April 19th is when it's coming out. I had some hype stuff, dude. Oh, there he is!
Jason Blundell. And
My man, no. Oh no!
Is that, are you in fact a sucker for Island DLC?
I mean, sometimes when I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming about making this happen.
It's amazing.
And I hope all the communication and conversation about this has conveyed that correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that one. Okay, on my first real question.
Good job, Noah.
So obviously everyone just saw the cutscene for the first time ever.
Yep.
This is the intro cinematic
Yep.
to the new map. And the part that struck me the most out of it is that all of our characters seem to have the same importance on the summoning key.
He's not
that
playing
we're
Dry
using.
Isaac right now.
And
There's
that's
no
something
way.
that is a huge change from the cutscene that we saw right here with Dempsey.
Sure.
Dempsey going down, or Dempsey 1.0. The characters now see it as almost as an important artifact as root toxins.
Right.
They seem to be following him down this path again.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, can we expect to see more and more of this trust in Richthofen? And does that play into kind of a
No way, dude.
moving forward with not only DLC 2 but the rest of the DLC?
Look at that smirk.
You guys have picked over a really hard time.
Oh.
Not for unwarranted purposes.
That's true, but people change, things change, But I think that natural
Some
suspicion
bullshit.
in the community is what the gang's going through as well, the team's going through, right? He's been the harbinger of evil and for so long, but I think, and death and destruction. I think that although he's saying that he is on a path, and they're seeing that now with Dempsey, and we're going into DLC 2. I think they're also wary of him, right? Because the rug has been pulled out in the past. So, I think there's so many
Subliminal
key elements
answers.
of how they see it and an understanding of what they're trying to do is kind of coming in, and we're going to see more of that in the map. But the summoning key is an integral part.
You did about this earlier, but
Integral.
You actually mentioned something that I think
Fucking
the
guy.
community is kind of taken for granted, and that is the name itself
Yeah.
of the summoning key.
Oh.
And what exactly would you count as being summoned so far in the series? Has there been anything?
I don't think anything's been summoned so far.
That's because I was thinking. Obviously, we've had our 4 characters that that were kind of trapped in there throughout the events of Shadows of Evil, right?
Well, it's you finish Shadows of Evil, and you've obviously got the Shadow Man in there, and you've just got Dempsey in there. But yeah, I think I don't think we've explored the kind of mythical ramifications of
Blundell, you bastard.
It's obviously something that ties into the shirt you're wearing here that seems to have Apothicon background.
This thing. Oh, yeah.
So I was wondering if you wanted to talk a little bit about what it is you're wearing and
No.
Okay.
So we've done hints in the past talking about it. There was even kind of questions of, does this mean anything at all? It does, and I'm wearing it. Luckily, it's cropped off probably just before my gut starts.
Very, very small text.
I need you then to kind of.
It's
there, right?
I was wondering if I.
No, you gotta take a pic. You gotta take a pic, Noah.
Yeah. It's all there, and it's on the back as well, but I'm not getting up because I'll fall out of frame and we'll get shouted at.
You gotta take a pic, Noah. Take a pic.
If you guys haven't seen the pictures, on his back he actually has the Apothicon language. On the front, he has the Keeper language, which the Keeper language isn't something that we've necessarily dove too far into.
Sure.
And focused all on the Apothicon language, the Apothicon translations, and that's something that started and was kind of mainly based in Shadows of Evil. So I was wondering, I was wondering, what is the significance of Shadows of Evil? Because it's very similar to Mob of the Dead in the fact that a lot of people consider it a novelty, kind of separate type thing. Apparently, the's a Panzer here. So
Good questions, Noah. Good questions.
I've been working on this for the last hour playing this game.
We've been getting up to this point just to show off a little bit.
I've just been sitting here mocking him as he's trying to walk and chew gum at the same time. But I'm going to go back to that really important question you asked. So it's been going back earlier than that, right? It's Origins, go back to Origins.
But see the symbols on the chest?
Yeah, but let me get to which is there's no such thing as a one-off map.
Oh.
So, and hopefully, through Der Eisendrache and through, ZETSUBOU no SHIMA, the community and followers of the storyline might start to see that everything is connected. We're all connected. That's right. I suppose. But
Blundell.
Map. And certain maps are absolutely integral to the story that's being laid out and getting us all the way ready to to DLC 4 as well.
So speaking of how these maps are connected, and something that you may not focus on too much on the first time seeing the cutscene, but after seeing it for the second time,
Sure.
it's interesting that our characters seemingly have just appeared on this new location, right? That we started out, we just finished this map. Rick often kind of states at the end
Blundell.
that he knows where we're going. So since what point were they going to the building? How
this
exactly
cheeky smile.
did they get there? And
Yeah.
is that an important question, or is that just...
I used to have an art teacher who used to say that the gaps between the artwork are just as important as the detail. And I think that applies in terms of how our maps work.
Right.
There is
This guy.
and that's important to set up certain themes.
Right.
And those blocks may or may not be answered in other techniques.
Yeah. No, it's
yes,
like,
where
okay,
we choose to
okay.
start an experience and where we choose to end an experience is integral. And even when you end as well, sometimes people look and say, okay, there's the main Easter egg, that's the end of the experience.
Right.
Not always is.
Oh.
There's other things to look for past that experience.
So
Blundell.
you might say scraps of paper around the map.
It can.
This is just maybe
guy.
some themes, because I was talking about this a little bit earlier, and you kind of gave me a obviously very cryptic answer here.
Sure.
But one thing that I noticed in this map in particular, in Der Eisen, which I'm not even going to try the last part of that.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
And something that people kind of like took as kind of an aesthetic aspect. It looks cool, but things like this right here,
Yeah.
where we see, if you guys don't notice, that is the same exact truck that appears in Shadows of Evil, and a lot of this stuff actually appears like this around the map. And I was wondering if you had any thoughts maybe on the bleeding of universes that we seem to be getting here.
I have lots of thoughts about that.
Would you care to share?
Yeah, it's so we're talking about multiverses,
Right.
And we're talking about the fracturing of time, and there's a lot of things that at first glance may seem like game conventions or game conceits, which we spent a long time working into our narrative, and actually the narrative then informing those conceits as well. It works the opposite way around as well. But definitely with the split universe, multiverses, a gang traveling around, use of teleporters and so forth, all these kind of aspects are shaping the maps and shaping the world.
Ooh, interesting.
You can't
Okay.
really, think of it as in a single kind of contiguous way. And that's part of half the complication. So what we'll have is kind of sometimes very simple ideas, but then are wrapped in kind of complexity. But once you kind of get those simple premises, lots of things then kind of spell themselves out.
So will we be getting a few things spelled out in DLC 2?
Absolutely. Our goal will be to keep on presenting. Now, like a magician, right? We want to put the things in front of you, and so you're looking at that nice sparkly thing.
Right.
Well,
Oh, magician you are, Blundell.
the background.
Magician you are.
That's the trick. So we're kind of putting things in front of the players, so they kind of focus on and talk about it, and they're integral. But also, you might not be looking just past that object to see the other glaringly obvious thing.
So what we know so far, we got a little kind of intro into the map, and
Noah, so
it seems
far
to
on the
me, at
Easter
least,
egg.
that Tokyo is going to be kind of the focus of this map. Obviously, for the last one, we had Dempsey kind of taking place, and that was his kind of quest here. So I was wondering, what kind of themes is Tokyo going to bring in when he faces his 1.0 version?
What a great question. That's not going to get
The one that will not
No!
be answered. Of course.
I would. One thing that we're continuously doing with this DLC season is, and has been building upon great foundations of the past, is adding more dimension to our characters.
Right.
What started off being quite two-dimensional in a way, more stereotypical of the nation and so forth, exploring the emotion, exploring the connection between those characters, and then, you've got characters in this kind of fantastical world with this fantastical set of events happening.
Right.
How do they come to terms with it? And some of these things which are like, this is key to that character, how do you challenge that? How do you look at it? And how does the rest of the team respond to that?
Right.
Because they unwittingly all came together. So it's a growth of friendship and trust and mistrust, and all that stuff is kind of playing on. Also on top of each person having to confront very taxing or trying things based in their own personality.
Like, you know, killing another dimensional
Yeah.
version of yourself.
Yeah.
That might be a little stress in the
It's a
head
bit,
there.
you know, like Dempsey, you know, he's kind of, you know, brash and over the top and, you know, shouting the American thing and let's go. And ultimately had to switch off the life support machine on himself.
Yeah.
You know, a very moving, emotional moment.
I just got chills thinking about
yeah.
that cutscene again.
and I think that's the kind of, you know, I talk about the dimensions, that's what we're going
Right.
for. Like each character has to almost kind of confront the things which define them, right? And that, I think that's a statement about life as well.
Right. That's extremely
Good.
deep.
Blundell, Blundell.
But
This live stream.
such
Deep
is the world of
quotes.
zombies.
Yeah.
So talking about DLC 2 a little bit.
Yep.
What is your, just personally, and this you can throw in as many details about DLC 2 or choose not to as possible. What are your kind of favorite parts about starting a map, and like on the process from the map start to finish, what is your absolute favorite thing to do? So in the design process, just in general.
That's a good question,
It's a
Noah.
really tough question because being in the games industry and being at Treyarch, no 2 days are the same. You know, you come into work one day, you come in the next day, something completely different. I'm going to say that the most enjoyable thing is just being surrounded by such creative and talented people who are solving the problems, right?
It's true, guys. It's true.
I mean, I'm sat here being a mouthpiece of it, but there's hundreds of guys who are working very hard and are all experts in their field.
Yeah.
And because we've been together so long, there's even conversations they don't need to have because it's just inherent knowledge of each other and how to work. And so I just love watching this kind of pouring of creativity, and that extends.
That's
to all the
awesome.
disciplines, right? So you've got your programmers, you've got your artists, you've
Right.
got your animators, you've got
There's
your
a
sound
lot of
engineers,
work.
you've got product.
A lot of work.
The list goes on, and seeing them tackling challenging problems, not only completing them, but then going further. You know, there's so much kind of love and passion the team kind of plows in. I just love watching them do it, and then when you see at the end the pride that they have in that creation is phenomenal.
When that final product is put out there to the world.
It's really true. You guys sometimes
I know the community
underestimate
is very excited.
Treyarch.
And, another question I had is, how much do you as developers look at community feedback and read up on what people are saying and take that into account whenever you're
our team
designing?
Absolutely very, very active, obviously, you know, and as you know from this conversation before we started.
But where's your Twitter,
Ken
Jason?
wasn't illiterate, in terms of my abilities to have any knowledge of social media. But, they take it very kind of passionate, and that comes through in design.
Noah!
Always down.
Yeah. Cut the cameras, cut them.
This is live.
Get Jog, Noah!
So that's really important because they then bring those concerns through.
Right.
But I think it's also important as well. Let's imagine I did know what the hell I was doing with the computer.
Right.
I think it's also important to not be too connected, because if you're too connected, then you're just following the narrative too closely with the community. So
That's a good
that
point,
there's
guys.
a lever of filter and there's a separation, but we also have large groups of our team who intently watch that stuff and then feed
Of
that
course,
into their
yeah.
design meetings and feed that into their direction. And then on top of that, obviously, we then have a rigorous kind of back-end QA support who's listening very intently to problems and bugs, because there's no piece of software that's ever been created that doesn't have bugs. So how do we find these ones quickly enough, and then how do we fix them and kind of guarantee a quality of product?
And you were saying that also is in big help due to the community and
Absolutely.
the support that the community gives.
You know, even if I have a 200-man QA team, that's not enough for the community
Sure.
when they play it, right? So
A couple million QA team right there.
yeah, so you know, we go after that very vigorously and very very seriously.
So speaking a little bit on the design process, and more specifically, kind of the maps. When you're designing Easter eggs, as I'm failing to do to accomplish
You're
right
doing
now.
great. You're
Thank
doing
you.
great.
Thank you.
It's okay.
I'm playing without sound.
No
It's a
pressure,
bit.
no pressure.
It's a big issue.
He's
But
saying that. He's making excuses now.
so whenever you go into actually designing an Easter egg, what is your target length of an Easter egg? What kind of challenges do you want to put in the actual design process when you're talking about it for the very first time?
It's a big question. So it's thought about in multiple strata. So we think about Easter egg components which are easier for people to get to. So there's like, hey, I'm a zombies guy. I can just about hold my own. There should be certain ones where you can get this thing. Then there's what people talk about as the main Easter egg.
Right.
And then the complexity of that is based on what map came before, what the
Oh.
properties of the map are, because the geo and the kind of atmosphere and attitude. So for DLC 2, we're talking about it's creepy, it's scary, it's disturbing, it's
Interesting.
this kind of nature being warped kind of idea. That lends itself to the type of Easter egg you then do, right? And then you then wonder, well, how many steps am I going to do? And once again, that's a kind of balance on, okay, are we wanting it to be long and laborious? Are we wanting it to be branched so that you can get to this point and then there's multiple options? Or it's a single path all the way through? And then that comes down to personal taste and flavor a little bit. But then also, okay, how do we make sure that there's cool moments along the path as well? So
You get rewarded as you go
yeah,
along.
so
Interesting,
it's not always,
interesting.
you know,
Okay,
we don't
okay.
sit down and say, oh, here's the 1 day Easter egg,
Right.
or the 2 day Easter egg, because I would be famously wrong if I said that comment, because you guys are just phenomenal at doing this stuff.
Especially
So
Noah,
what we try
man.
and do is kind of think of it in terms of what kind of experience do we want. You know,
Right.
we were talking earlier about, okay, Dreisendrach, when you get to, you know, your main kind of boss fight, we knew the electricity was going to kill everyone on the first time.
Right.
But we were like, okay,
Which I experienced firsthand.
we're like, yeah, exactly. You know, and then it's like, excellent, that's going to be the moment. It's going to be the tease, because then everyone has to reset and then talk about it,
Right,
and then
right.
get to it again. And you know, it's once you know it, you can you can sidestep. But that was a very conscious choice to say, okay, they've got this far, let's tease them and show the visual, and then they're going to have to move away
Right,
and then think
right.
about it again. So we'll take those things into account rather than how many days.
That make-
I'm just gonna pause it really quick, guys. The volume is raised to the max. I'm gonna say that just now. We're gonna start it again. It is to the max. Hopefully my voice is okay as well. I know you guys are complaining it's a bit loud.
So speaking of just this map in particular, just something that I've kind of mentioned before, and I wanted to quickly ask you about, is what this little guy is doing up here. I
Oh!
was wondering if you,
You can see.
and the fact that you can just quickly,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, you know, that's not very nice on wildlife there. No.
it's not. But then again, we're gonna have to.
I can't condone that.
You can't condone that.
No.
So what you're saying is we should not, for whatever reason, shoot the bird. There's no reason that you might possibly
I didn't
at
say-
some point
I
want
did
to
not
shoot the
say
bird.
That. I just said, you know, that's a bit mean. That shouldn't be.
Right. Interesting. So, kind of speaking on what we're doing in game here
Yes.
again. So the boss fight mechanic.
Yes.
It started in Shadows of Evil.
Okay.
And obviously the giant was kind of bringing back the entire Duries field. So it started in Shadows of Evil. And kind of the first boss fight that we experienced was in the same room with the Shadow Man and taking him down, which was an awesome experience and one that we haven't really had too much of before.
Sure.
We've kind of had hints at it before.
Right.
But whenever this finally came back as its entire thing, and then you brought it back again in Der Eisen with the even bigger boss fight,
Sure.
I was wondering if you plan on keeping that kind of theme going and that kind of system for...
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a really big boss, aren't we? So
Yeah.
on the boss, we
Right.
should do that.
Oh.
Yeah, we really like that idea and that mechanic. It's you know, it's, as you say, it's new and we're kind of playing with
Finally.
it.
Thank you.
Again,
DLC
it's
2.
really about what kind of suits and fits the map. It's going to sound really arty when we say this, but you're trying to control an emotional journey.
Right.
And a boss fight and the boss mechanics are about. It's a way to punctuate a journey.
For sure, yeah.
It's
Emotionally.
that final moment.
Yeah, you know, and then sometimes it can be the setup, right? I want you to feel stressed, and then I want you to then relax and keep on going, and then I want to give you something else, right? So, we're fans of it. We enjoy it, and if it has a place there, then we put it in.
Right. Interesting. All right. So myself, I don't know if I want to try this again without sound. We were kind of playing beforehand, and I was trying to get the plunger
You're trying to get the plunger, yeah?
without sound and without hearing. We're going to try this one more time, and then we're going to go into the boss fight itself. But
That's difficult,
I just
man.
wanted to ask, in terms of DLC 2,
Yeah.
what kind of themes, and I know it's going to be a very spooky map that a lot of people have been asking for a long time. And I'm going to not even get a chance. All right, we're going to the boss fight. What kind of themes and ideas can we kind of expect within our characters and the development between our characters?
Well, I mean, they've all gone through the experience of Dreisendrach, right?
Right.
So they're all now seeing the beginnings of Richthofen's plan, understanding a certain kind of consequence of stuff. But I think you've also got to kind of
Don't
come to
die,
terms
Noah.
with like we were talking about before, right? The emotional journey of
Right.
what you're actually doing, right? there's doing the thing that you're supposed to do, and then there's the emotional journey of, yes, but I'm doing this thing.
Yeah.
And
You're still having to go through what the right thing is to do.
yeah, you know, Richtoven's always been like, his intellect has almost prevented his humanity at times.
Right.
And I think, hopefully, if you guys believe in him, if you can just reach out your
Right.
hearts to help him.
Which has worked out so well in the past
He
for
is,
us.
he is trying
It's
to
a
put his
trap.
humanity in front of
It's
his
a
intellect.
trap.
This is the right thing to do.
Right.
If only you guys would give him a chance. So.
We will debate very, very much on whether or not we will. But
Come on, people, give him a chance.
so
It's a trap.
Another question. I can grab these in just a second after I
Doing well. It's talking, playing.
talking, playing,
Blood.
the whole shebang. Just with the job
Cheeky
description.
blood.
So while I'm doing this part right here, I had a couple of community questions that I wanted to ask.
I'll get one as well.
One of which is
Just the answers.
you have those. I'm waiting on you for those.
Okay.
Is one question from Omar was asking, what are the Mob of the Dead vials doing on Richtofen? What is his what is his deal with the files there?
That
I
look.
stare longingly into the camera at this moment.
That look. That look.
Zoom. Hello from the other side.
Next question.
Next question. Okay, we have another one.
Yep.
If I don't go down
amazing.
here.
Good question, though.
That asked, will we be? Ryan loved the throwback that we got with Dr. Groff, and he was wondering if there would be anything else kind of similar to that we might possibly be doing
Schuster.
in
Coming
some of
in.
the future DLCs.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back to my previous statement, which is there's no such thing as a one-off map, and there's no such thing as here's new canon.
Right.
You know,
Right,
there's
right.
this part of the story, but the story as a whole is considered as a whole.
Right.
And so, yes, I would expect that type of stuff.
Okay.
Quite a lot of it.
Very nice, very nice. And then we have Amongst Zombies says, you mentioned kind of before the Shadows of Evil map came out, before he had even touched Black Ops 3 Zombies, that there would be an Easter egg included that none of us will find.
Oh.
It's not going to be solvable.
Here
We
comes,
don't have
baby.
any faith in us for
Yeah.
that aspect.
Yeah.
Has that Easter egg been found?
It is not.
It has not. So there's still something in Shadows of Evil in which
It would be too simple for me to say it's in Shadows of Evil, but I would say there is an Easter egg
There
that
is
has not been found. There's actually, there's lots. Right, we've
Right,
already
right,
said that
right.
statement before, but the one
there's a significant
the
one.
one I was specifically talking about has not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting,
Go
Jason.
ahead and get through the final
My
stage.
guess is it's like the NAB cards.
I'm
but-
really trying.
You did
This will be
good.
so embarrassing if I manage to go down here.
Come on, Noah.
I don't know
Okay.
why I doubted you. I doubted you before.
Right, right,
I doubted
right.
you before this.
Never doubt the Noah. Never doubt the Noah.
I think we might have got it, possibly.
You get it?
And then I had another question here. Kind of lost my thought a little bit.
Cheeky
Oh, we're fine, we're fine.
fucking
I've done this
smile.
no perks before. So another question that you may or may not be able to respond to is, are you a fan of spiders?
I love spiders.
Seemingly,
No!
maybe of the zombies variety.
I love spiders. I love all of the creatures from Mother
Right,
Nature.
right.
Yeah.
And could we expect to see in DLC 2 kind of some of these themes and aspects coming in from?
I think what we're going to see is what happens when bad people play with the fundamentals of nature.
Ooh.
That's interesting. That's interesting. And those might come in the form of maybe not only arachnids, possibly, but kind of the form of zombie varieties that we. Well, will there be anything that we haven't seen before of the zombie variety?
I guarantee it.
Guarantee it. Can
Yeah.
you speak any more on what that guarantee might bring?
That'd be too easy.
Too easy.
true.
Yeah.
I thought we agreed that
Good
you
question.
know
Good
all the
question,
information
though.
so everyone can just hit you up
Right,
on the
right.
stream
Yeah,
later,
you
right?
guys just
I'm giving you
tweet me.
everything.
I'll
I'm
give you
giving
guys
He's got everything.
DLCs 1 through 14.
Questions, you know the answers. I'm just getting in a lot of trouble on the internet now.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't know the answers. It's a
And,
joke.
Another question that was asked a lot was the keepers are very, very much like involved in these maps.
Yes.
And personally, I feel like it's another thing that people have kind of taken for granted, if you will.
Sure.
Is that, okay, these keepers exist, they're here.
No!
We're doing it if the keepers are here, right?
Right.
And whatever reason they are here for is yet to be yet to be shown. Can we expect to see them kind of a reoccurring theme throughout the DLC season?
I think that's the thing about keepers, right? You never know.
You never know what they might do.
Yeah.
And
Those crazy keeper guys.
and not only that is the fact that in Origins we got through scraps of paper a picture of our characters, not only with the caption premise, which is a very interesting term in itself, and we also received this picture of them garbed in keeper clothing.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
I was wondering if you could speak any on that.
Zoom up, zoom up.
And
No!
this is foreshadowing for what he's about to
Very
say.
good. Yeah, I was just pausing there. I was thinking.
No! No!
It is.
I was going to say something, but then you went down, and I was like, it doesn't feel right for me to
Right,
talk about
right,
that kind of
right.
topic
Of course.
without active gameplay.
So-
Yeah.
Here's one that doesn't have to do with this map.
Sure.
The number one question I was asked is the Shadows of Evil Wonder Weapon upgradable?
This is it! This is it!
Okay, let me be definite and cryptic at the same time.
As expected.
Yeah. It is not possible to upgrade the Apothecon Servant in Shadows of Evil.
And that's the
I'm gonna
stream,
go,
ladies and
take a lap
gentlemen.
around the office real quick. We're gonna go ahead and send it back to John. This has been great.
What?
Thank you again for
Yeah.
your answers and
Pleasure.
your cryptic responses. And that's about all we have for our time. So we're gonna send it back over to John. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And Noah, thank you for coming into the studio today. It was nice to have you along for the ride. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, everyone, on YouTube and in the in-game live event viewer on PS4. Thanks to Miles and Matt and Jason for coming along today. Thanks to the entire crew. We had a small army behind the camera making things happen today, without whom none of this would be possible. This would not... Anyway, follow us at Treyarch on Twitter.
Is there a
and,
gameplay
follow along in
trailer,
the
boys?
conversation and keep up with everything regarding Black Ops 3 Eclipse out on PS4 on April 19th. Stay tuned, and we'll come back to you for more live from the Treyarch. In the meantime, thank you for joining us. Have a great day.
Okay, guys, I think that's it. I think there might be a trailer, though, but holy moly. This was my prediction, guys. I'm thinking that the upgrade of the Shadows of Evil Wonder Weapon is like the nav cards from Black Ops 2, and I believe that is the stream. Let's just check their channel really quickly. I don't think they have a trailer. I could check my sub boxes or just check the Call of Duty channel. I don't think there is anything out yet. But yeah, if there is a trailer today, ooh, there is something. Yes. Let's just guys, let's just rewatch the initial intro. There isn't a gameplay trailer, which is probably coming out next week in my opinion, but let's just watch this, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. I think this is crazy. One more time.
密航者どもをデッキへ上げろ
This is
立ち去ら
absolutely
すべが
nuts.
日本を裏切り陛下にあだなすとは Take it easy, Tack どうやって手に入れたんだ
Indiana
こ
Jones
の遺
vibe.
物を
I'm sorry!
So beautiful.
I don't speak Japanese.
誰か答えられないのか The object in your hand? It's gonna bring you nothing but pain. Believe me, I know. ネズミどもを海に叩き落とせ I am an envoy of the Emperor himself. I am no traitor!
Yeah, boy.
Danger too close! We must go, now!
What an intro, man. What an intro. What a way to start a map. This is why Treyarch makes intros, boys. Oh my gosh. Wow. Beautiful. 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 People are telling me the trailer's out. People are telling me to look on Dalek's channel. I will look on Dalek's channel. If it's not on Dalek's channel, then I know it's not out. I'm like almost 100% guaranteed there's no gameplay trailer. So I guess I'm gonna call it for the stream today. It was an awesome stream, guys. If there is a trailer, I'll just make another video reacting to it. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is like a Jinx reaction. I get it. But this was crazy. And I'm so glad something like this managed to happen. Hopefully, I'm just going to raise up my volume here. Hopefully, that's better. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like. Do whatever. It's been amazing. Thank you again. More DLC 2 coming. And I will see you boys in the next one.